Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt invisible while standing right in front of someone? You give time, you give care, you give patience, and still you feel unseen. Not because you are not enough, but because the other person does not know how to value you. And listen carefully. When someone doesn't value you, it is not always because they are bad. Sometimes it is because you are teaching them that it is okay to take you lightly. Today, we are not here to blame anyone. Today, we are here to wake up. Because self-respect is not loud, self-respect is silent. And when it rises, everything in your life begins to change. When someone truly values you, you never have to demand it, explain it, or chase it. Value is something that is felt naturally, like warmth from the sun. You don't stand outside arguing with the sun to rise. When it rises, you feel it. In the same way, when a person values you, their actions speak without being pushed. They remember you without reminders. They respect your time without excuses. They care without being forced. If you are constantly asking for attention, asking for clarity, asking for reassurance, then slowly, something inside you starts to break, not because you are weak, but because you are trying to extract value where it does not exist. Many people confuse demanding respect with loving themselves. They think, if I speak louder, if I explain more, if I cry harder, maybe they will finally understand my worth. But real value does not come from pressure. The moment you have to convince someone of your importance, the balance is already lost. Value is voluntary. It is chosen. It flows naturally when someone genuinely sees you as important in their life. And when it doesn't flow, no amount of words can create it. Think about it carefully. When you care about someone deeply, do they have to remind you to reply? Do they have to beg you to show up? Do they have to question where they stand in your life? No, you do these things automatically because they matter to you. So when someone makes you feel confused, unsure, or constantly questioning your place, that confusion itself is the answer. Respect does not create anxiety. Value does not create fear. Love does not make you feel small. There is a silent damage that happens when you keep demanding value. You slowly teach yourself that your worth depends on how someone else treats you. Each unanswered message becomes a judgment on your self-esteem. Each cancelled plan feels like proof that you are not enough. And without realizing it, you begin to shrink, adjusting your expectations, lowering your standards, accepting less just to keep the connection alive. This is not love. This is emotional survival. And here is the most painful truth. When you demand value from someone who does not naturally give it, you are not increasing your worth in their eyes, you are reducing it. Because value cannot be forced. When you chase, you signal that you are afraid to lose them. And fear-driven attachment never creates respect. It creates comfort for the other person and exhaustion for you. They become relaxed knowing you will stay, no matter how little they offer. And you become tired, carrying the emotional weight alone. But understanding this is not about blaming the other person. People can only give what they have. Some people don't know how to value others because they never learned how to value themselves. Some are distracted. Some are emotionally unavailable. Some are simply not meant to walk the same path as you. The mistake is not that they don't value you. The mistake is that you keep asking them to become someone they are not. When you stop demanding value, something powerful happens. You stop arguing for your worth. You stop justifying your needs. You stop explaining why you deserve basic respect. Instead, you begin to observe. You begin to notice who shows up naturally and who disappears when you stop trying. This is clarity. And clarity, though painful, is peaceful. It removes confusion and replaces it with truth. Value is felt in small things, in consistency, in effort, in presence, in how someone listens when you speak and how they act when you are not around. These things cannot be negotiated. They are either there or they are not. And once you accept this, you no longer waste energy knocking on closed doors. You understand that the right doors open without force. Choosing not to demand value does not mean you accept disrespect. It means you respect yourself enough to walk away from what does not honor you. It means you trust that your worth is intrinsic, not something to be proven or earned through suffering. The moment you stop begging for importance, you reclaim your power. You stand taller, speak calmer, and move with dignity. And the irony is this: when you stop demanding value, you become more valuable to yourself first. And when you value yourself, you naturally attract people who recognize it without being told. Because the right people never need convincing. They see you, they feel you, and they choose you freely, honestly, and without being asked. When you give too much without boundaries, appreciation slowly disappears. Not because people are cruel by nature, but because the human mind adapts very quickly to comfort. What is always available is often taken for granted. What comes without effort is rarely respected. Over-giving may look like love on the surface, but deep inside, it often comes from fear, the fear of being left, the fear of not being enough, the fear that if you stop giving, the connection will disappear. And that fear quietly shapes how others treat you. In the beginning, over-giving feels noble. You listen more, forgive faster, adjust more, sacrifice more. You tell yourself, this is what love is, or this is how I keep peace, or if I do a little more, things will improve. But what you don't realize is that every time you ignore your own limits, you send a silent message: my needs come last. And people learn from your behavior, not your words. They learn that you will stay even when they don't try. They learn that you will understand even when they hurt you. They learn that your patience has no end. Gradually, the dynamic shifts. What once felt like kindness becomes an expectation. Your efforts are no longer noticed, they are assumed. Your availability is no longer appreciated, it is demanded. And when you finally pause, when you finally need something in return, the response surprises you. They act confused, they act offended. They say, you've changed. But the truth is, you didn't change. You simply stopped over-functioning in a relationship that was under-functioning on the other side. Over-giving creates imbalance. Relationships are like scales. When one side keeps adding weight while the other remains still, the scale tips. And once it tips too far, respect begins to fade. Not intentionally, but naturally. Because respect grows where there is balance, not where one person is constantly compensating for the lack of effort from the other. When you keep filling the gaps, the other person never learns to show up fully. There is also another hidden cost of over-giving: resentment. At first, you don't feel it. You tell yourself you are happy to give. But slowly, when your efforts go unnoticed, something hardens inside. You start expecting appreciation that never comes. You start hoping they will change, step up, notice you. And when they don't, disappointment turns into silent anger. This resentment doesn't come from giving. It comes from giving while abandoning yourself. Over-giving also blurs your identity. You become so focused on meeting their needs that you forget your own. Your happiness becomes dependent on their mood. Your peace depends on their behavior. And without realizing it, you shrink your world to keep someone comfortable. This is not devotion. This is self-erasure. And no relationship built on self-erasure can ever feel fulfilling. People don't value what costs them nothing. This is not harsh, it is human. Effort creates meaning. When someone has to invest time, attention, and care, they become emotionally involved. But when you remove the need for effort by doing everything yourself, you unintentionally rob them of the chance to value you. They don't miss you because you never leave space for absence. They don't step up because you always step in. Learning to stop over giving is uncomfortable. It feels selfish at first. You feel guilty for saying no. You feel anxious for pulling back. You worry that if you stop giving so much, you will be rejected. But this discomfort is actually growth. It is you choosing self-respect over approval. It is you trusting that the right people will not disappear when you stop overgiving, they will adjust. When you create boundaries, something important happens. You begin to see clearly. Those who truly care will meet you halfway. They will notice the space and fill it with effort. They will ask, listen, and show up. And those who only benefited from your over-giving will slowly fade away. This is not loss. This is alignment. Giving is beautiful when it comes from abundance, not fear. When you give because you want to, not because you feel you must. When you give without sacrificing your dignity. Healthy giving strengthens connection. Over-giving weakens it. And the moment you learn the difference, your relationships transform. When you stop over-giving, you don't become less loving. You become more balanced. You allow others to contribute. You allow mutual respect to grow. And most importantly, you send yourself a powerful message. My worth is not measured by how much I give, but by who I am. Silence has a strange power that most people underestimate. We often think that staying quiet means losing, that if we stop calling, stop texting, stop explaining, we'll be forgotten. So we keep talking, we keep chasing, we keep filling the silence with effort, hoping it will hold the relationship together. But silence, when used with awareness, does something very different. It reveals the truth that words often hide. When you step back and become silent, you stop interfering with reality. You stop covering cracks with explanations. You stop making excuses for someone's lack of effort. And in that space, people show you who they truly are. Those who value you feel the absence immediately. They notice the quiet. They sense the distance. And instead of feeling relieved, they feel concerned. They reach out, not to ask what went wrong, but to reconnect. Their actions come naturally because care moves toward what it values. On the other hand, when someone does not value you, your silence becomes comfortable for them. They don't miss you. They don't wonder. They don't reach out. And this is painful to accept, but incredibly important to see. Because while words can lie, behavior does not. Silence removes the noise and leaves only truth behind. Many people are afraid of silence because it feels like rejection. It feels like letting go of control. When you are always present, always available, you feel useful. You feel needed. Silence threatens that sense of importance. But real importance does not come from constant availability. It comes from genuine connection. And genuine connection survives silence. In fact, it often becomes clearer because of it. Silence also protects your dignity. When you stop reacting, stop over-explaining, stop justifying your feelings, you reclaim your self-respect. You are no longer begging to be understood. You are no longer chasing clarity from someone who is comfortable with confusion. You are simply observing. And observation is powerful because it gives you information without draining your energy. In silence, you begin to notice patterns. You see who checks on you and who forgets you. You see who feels your absence and who feels relief from it. This awareness may hurt, but it heals you at the same time. Because now you are no longer guessing. You are no longer hoping. You are seeing. Silence is not punishment. It is not manipulation. It is not a test. It is a boundary. It is you saying, I will no longer force what is not flowing naturally. When you stop initiating, you are not playing games. You are giving the relationship room to breathe or collapse. And both outcomes are valuable. Growth shows you strength. Collapse shows you truth. Some people confuse silence with indifference. But silence does not mean you don't care. It means you care enough about yourself to stop chasing what does not choose you. It means you trust that relationships that belong in your life will not need constant reminders. They will move toward you without pressure. Silence also helps you reconnect with yourself. When you are no longer focused on their responses, their mood, their attention, your mind becomes quieter. You begin to feel your own emotions again. You notice your own needs. You remember who you were before you started shrinking yourself to keep someone close. This reconnection is where healing begins. There is something very telling about how people react when you stop trying. Some step forward with concern and effort. Some disappear without explanation, and some return only when they feel your distance as a threat to their comfort, not because they miss you, but because they miss the benefits of your presence. Silence makes these differences visible. Choosing silence is not easy. It requires courage to let go of control and face the outcome. But the outcome, whatever it is, sets you free. Because once you see who truly values you, you stop wasting energy on those who don't. You stop negotiating your worth. You stop confusing attachment with connection. In the end, silence teaches you a powerful lesson. The people who belong in your life will move closer when you step back. And the ones who don't were only close because you were pulling them toward you. When you stop pulling, the truth stands still. And in that stillness, you finally see where you truly stand. When your presence becomes optional in someone's life, it slowly erodes your sense of worth. You start feeling like you are there only when it is convenient, only when there is time left over, only when nothing better is happening. This doesn't happen all at once. It begins subtly. A delayed reply here, a cancelled plan there, an excuse that sounds reasonable, then another, then many more. And each time, you tell yourself not to overthink, not to be demanding, not to make a big deal out of it. But deep inside, something feels off. Your presence should never feel like an afterthought. When someone truly values you, you are not fitted into gaps. You are part of the structure. They don't see time with you as something to manage around their life. They see it as something that belongs in their life. When you matter, you are not optional. You are intentional. And the difference between these two is not dramatic gestures, it is consistency. When you accept being treated as optional, you unknowingly lower the standard of how you are allowed to be treated. You begin to adjust your expectations. You stop asking for clarity. You stop expressing disappointment. You tell yourself that at least they are still there, at least they haven't left completely. But partial presence is often more damaging than absence, because it keeps you hoping without fulfilling you. It keeps you emotionally invested while offering very little in return. Being optional also creates emotional instability. You never know where you stand. One day they are warm, the next day distant. One moment they